I had the letter with me. I'm just pulling that letter out. It was here. But the excerpts of that letter will be up on screen, and it's pretty scathing. The letter is pretty scathing, and you're one of the signatories of that letter. I want you to tell us what you thought about those visuals we've been running, the visuals that we've accessed, and the facts in front of us, and why is it a lapse, Dr. S.P. Vaid?
Niranjan, good evening. Prime Minister's security is too serious a matter to be politicized, and I'm surprised the way it has been handled. This is not the way the highest chief executive of the country, his security is taken care of. Number one, Punjab is a disturbed state. You know, often all you see terrorist acts being taking place. There is direct hand of the ISI of explosions taking place, whether in the court and other places. And Prime Minister's route is known only to very few limited people. Let's say the DGP of the state, the Chief Secretary, Home Secretary, or the IB Chief of the state, the Intelligence Chief of the state, and if required, the concerned district magistrate and SSP. No one other knows Prime Minister's route and other alternate arrangements which have been made in case there is a problem on one route. What is the alternate arrangement? Now, how did this message go to the protesters? And if at all protesters did come to know when they blocked it, why was it taken so in a laxity manner? Why was the route not cleared? And making Prime Minister wait for so many minutes, more than 20 odd minutes, in a border district, in a state, border state, which is just 20 kilometers from across. You know the kind of love Pakistan has for the Prime Minister. He could have been targeted. I think it's a big security lapse, and whoever is responsible must be identified and taken to task. We should not take Prime Minister's security in this lax manner.
You know, Mr. Vaid, you know, you're one of the signatories to this letter, and I just want to also go across to Praveen Dikshit, who's a former DGP of Maharashtra, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Dikshit, can I quickly ask you a question on what you thought about this lapse, this breach, when you saw those pictures? One of the first thoughts that came to our mind when we saw the video, not just the still pictures, but the real extent of what had happened when the video started coming into our newsrooms, is that it was a few meters away from buses. You didn't know who was inside the bus, from buildings, from cars, vehicles, people just running along the convoy. It is scary to say the least. How big a lapse do you think it is?
See, right from the beginning, when the Honorable Prime Minister arrived at the airport, it was expected that he will be received on the airport by... Now, surprisingly, both are absent. And even then, the DGP has confirmed to the concerned security agencies that the route is clear and it is secure. It is only thereafter that the convoy has started moving. And when the convoy has started moving, there is no communication to inform them that you should not proceed ahead. In case and if there is any blockade for any reason ahead, then the alternate route which might have been planned would have or should have been executed. But that does not appear to be so. The Prime Minister has reached right up to the spot where the protesters are blocking the road for whatever reasons. And there is no senior officer present on the spot at all. The DIG says, I went there after a few minutes and the situation was beyond control. So all this shows that the laxity was very much there, right from the top to the bottom.
Yeah. I want to go back to Dr. S.P. Vaid. Dr. S.P. Vaid, if you can see the letters that we're putting up on screen, We'll put those pictures up once again, the graphics up once again. I'll go across to Shravan as well. I want you to first take that question on what you think of these letters. We accessed about 5 letters. One is from the ADG Law and Order, second from ADG Security, and then there's a letter from the SSP Firozpur marking all his superiors about the final plan, and there is a letter from the AIG Law and Order. Now, if you look at these letters, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. The common line in each of these letters was, and we'll keep changing these letters, they knew about the protest and they're discussing how to counter these protests. They're expecting a dharna. They're talking about clearing the roadblocks, ensuring the alternate routes are clear. Now, they all knew about it. They all knew about it. And yet did nothing about it. I mean, it just doesn't add up. And today you had this, one of the protesters, the man who organized that protest, tell Republic that the police themselves told us the Prime Minister is coming here. Do you or would you ever tell a protester, and you served in Jammu and Kashmir, one of India's or the most sensitive state in India, would you tell a protester the Prime Minister's convoy is going to pass by? I mean, it's ridiculous. Dr. Vaid.
Niranjan, this is most secret. In fact, this is not to be shared with anybody other than the people who are supposed to know this. No one other than them must know about Prime Minister's route, number one. Number two, I have handled many times as in J&K Prime Minister's visits. It is, it's a nightmare to make arrangements for the Prime Minister. One would not sleep for 2-3 days. That is the kind of detailing you go into the making arrangements for the Prime Minister. And alternate arrangements are to be made, contingency plans are to be made, and if you feel if you knew that the protesters are going to be there, then there should have been a contingency plan and also sufficient force. If at all they come on the road, they had to be removed from the road at whatever cost. And I don't think it is difficult for police to remove this. In fact, I would have been sweating if this would have happened in the area. So I personally feel the Prime Minister's program was not taken the seriousness with which it should have been taken.
Absolutely. And Shravan is joining me live. Shravan has covered national security for the longest time. Shravan, I have this fact sheet in front of me. I'll just read out some of the facts that I have, and I think you'll be able to tell us better. There was one claim of the Congress party, and the Chief Minister included. They said that some of the leaders of the Congress said Punjab government or police was not informed of the road journey. I mean, for God's sake, the ASL for the Prime Minister's visit was conducted by the SPG along with the Punjab police. Point number 2, the claim was made that there was a sudden change of plan by the Prime Minister in which Punjab police was not aware. I mean, is it really possible? Director of the SPG, we are told, discussed with the DGP of Punjab about possibility of undertaking a safe, secure road journey. Point number 3, internal documents from Punjab, they said that Punjab police wasn't aware of security threats to the PM. You saw all those letters. You just heard SP Vaid talk about all the letters. Dr. SP Vaid spoke about all the letters. And each one of them mentions about dharna and protest by the farmers. I mean, it's not rocket science. Everybody knew about it for 1 week. They said it's SPG's duty alone to secure the Prime Minister. That's what some leaders tweeted. Can you believe it? The SPG rule book, blue book, chapter 1, rule 1 states overall responsibility, and it's no rocket science. If you know the constitution, if you know how rules work and who's responsible, it was surely and only the state which is responsible for the overall proximity and security rests with the SPG, but the overall safety, surely rests with the state government. And point number 5, Punjab police and Punjab government did a proper job, is what Channi said in a news conference on record. It's bizarre because we are hearing, Shravan, that the police control room failed to inform the pilot of the motorcade about the protesters. Does it really happen? And these are very, very senior officers of the IPS, who are in charge, who knew about what's going on. Shravan, what are the kind of responses you're picking up from the IPS community? You heard SP Vaid, but there's really a lot of shock about what's going on.
Well, in fact, Niranjan, if producers can also try and reconnect with Praveen Dikshit, because he perhaps is one of the foremost, security personnel who would be in a better position to put this out, along with Dr. S.P. Vaid. Both of them would perhaps be able to break it down. Let me try my best to try and explain this to all our viewers, the little that I've been able to pick up after speaking to multiple experts. Now, I'll also take one question from Dr. S.P. Vaid with regards to, the criticism that has basically come in even for the SPG. But let me just put this out. As far as the role of the state authorities are concerned, now that's paramount, and you have basically, perhaps elaborated the role that the police authorities have, especially when the visit, a VVIP visit, is actually taking place. And the sole responsibility, along with the SPG, falls on the shoulders of the police officials. I'm told that Praveen Dikshit, former Maharashtra DGP, is on the phone line right now. Sir, you have seen several such VVIP movements that have taken place in your state, in the state of Maharashtra itself, and the kind of responsibilities that the state police has. What we have seen, the kind of response that has come in from the Punjab police at this stage, is the fact that there was communication that has already taken place, but there is an element that is creeping in right now, that it was the responsibility of the SPG and not really the Punjab police. How do you essentially look at this sort of an argument that perhaps the SPG did not follow the rules?
No, this argument has no basis at all, because you will appreciate the SPG is in charge of what is known as proximate security of the Prime Minister, while the entire logistics and the route bandobast or security is the responsibility of the state police and the state administration. Now, it is for the state administration, and the state administration, as we understand, the DGP had confirmed that the road is clear and the Prime Minister's convoy may proceed on the same. Now, it is only after getting the confirmation from the DGP that the SPG and the rest of the convoy has started moving towards the place of meeting. Now, on the way, neither the DGP is accompanying him, nor there is a senior officer. The DIG himself says that I reached the spot after a few minutes when the incident was already beyond control. Now, what sort of security considerations are these? If you are having a Prime Minister in your lap and you don't even have time to look at it, who else is responsible for it then? How can they say that it is the SPG who has to take the responsibility?
Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Praveen Dikshit, for putting this into perspective. Niranjan, just a quick word before I just toss it back to you. Now, with regards to this entire security arrangements that have been done so far, remember, there has been a proper dress rehearsal that has already taken place. The ASL was basically put into place, which basically runs into several pages. A report that is prepared is also shared with the police authorities. Now, they are essentially to follow that very rule. We are being told that at least on 2 areas where these contingency plans were basically discussed with the Punjab DGP. But despite that, what we are essentially looking at right now on the ground is that there is a clear loophole. There is a miscommunication that is basically taking place, and more importantly, there's a lackadaisical approach that has been shown by the Punjab police.
Yeah. I'll just take one last very small response from Dr. S.P. Vaid, because I saw a reference, and usually IPS officers don't like to get into, get drawn into such controversies. But I saw a mention, and I can't help but ask you this question, Dr. S.P. Vaid, if you can just quickly, briefly answer this question. The letter mentions, and 27 IPS officers have written this letter. They're just putting out the excerpts of it. You mention tweets and which hint at conspiracy, the timeline of the tweets. Now, do you think there is a political element to it? Briefly, if you can answer that question.
See, political part, I would like to avoid, because as a professional, I would like to comment on professional lapses which have taken place. Political conspiracy would be known only if proper investigation or inquiry is ordered by maybe, let's say, a retired High Court judge or some other judicial authority. So I would not like to comment on that prematurely. But yes, professionally. The visit of the Prime Minister and his security has not been handled the way it should be handled by the state police.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Dr. S.P. Vaid, the former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, if there's anybody who should be answering or taking those questions, it should be the DGP of Punjab. And everyone is shocked because the DGP of Punjab is marked in each of these letters that speak about how there is going to be a protest, farmers protest, and they need to clear that protest in place of an alternative route that would be required for the Prime Minister. Most shocking and bizarre that nothing was done about it. Or was it by design? Was there a political element? Some questions that will